this September. Bad blood will be settled.
This is more than personal.
The long-awaited trilogy.
There's real bad blood here.
Canelo versus Triple G. September 17th, live on DAZN pay-per-view. Visit DAZN.com.
Quick before
Yeah, okay.
You know, maybe we're better off coming forward a bit, because otherwise you're going to have people walking on the shot.
Yeah, top man. Okay. Alright, all good?
Yeah, all good.
This is Harry Judd for Boxing Social in association with Betfred with the Shields and Marshall press conference. I'm delighted to be joined by Johnny Nelson. It was everything we expected, wasn't it?
Everything and more. What a full house. You know, it's like a big pay-per-view event. The crowd that is here, just for the press there, it will indicate what crowd it's going to be come fight night. It's got the attention of so many casual fans and hardcore fans. Reason being is because you've got talent, you've got fighters that want to fight. Number one wants to fight number two. Unification matches that can be made. Especially women's fighting, you've got two levels, not very good and outstanding. And it's a bill of outstanding fights and potentially outstanding fighters. So it's going to be quite a show Saturday night.
It is history. How honoured are you to be a part of this?
Oh, completely honoured. I'm honoured, flattered, because I just think what will happen is this will go down in history. 15,000 tickets have been sold.
Us picking this back up, yeah, with John. I know you're very busy with other media. Thanks for your time, mate. Just picking off where we left off, there's history between the two, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. But you know, the funny thing is, they keep talking about the loss that Clarissa, the only loss on Clarissa's record. But the one that keeps bringing it up is Clarissa, not Savannah. And if you think and you look back, Clarissa's the one that throws it out. You said this, that, and the other. And I'm thinking, no, she hadn't. You have. I'll pay by card. No, she hadn't. You have. And I just think, so it's a bigger deal to Clarissa than it is to Savannah. Savannah knows Clarissa's a better fighter than she was at 17. She knows and she respects that. So I just think, Clarissa, you got to let that go, because I think, you know, if you say something enough, people start to believe it, and that's just how it is. But we'll see.
Well, you said to me in Liverpool last week that Savannah knows how to push those buttons, and she did it again today. It looked like Clarissa was the one that was more animated between the two.
Well, that's why there's so much attention on this fight, because Clarissa has character. She can fight. She's backed up the bow so far. She's willing to call herself the GOAT to make some bold statements. So, being that fighter, being that confident to do that, you're going to fall on your sword and you're going to have some haters. So that's why so many people know about this fight. There's no point in being a good fighter if you've got no personality, you've got no saleability. Clarissa is. This fight's a big fight because Savannah has shouted and bawled. Because Clarissa's shouting and bawled to say I'm the best. Now she's come over here from the States to fight. You know, it's a great tagline. The only person that's ever beaten her. Will she exact revenge?
Savannah's only been the 10-8, the 10 rounds once in her career. Do you think that will affect her? Because Clarissa's gone the full 10 a few times. Do you think that will affect Savannah?
No. And if you, as a fighter, you know, you train for that and more in the gym. You're capable of doing it in the gym. Just because you don't do it in public doesn't mean you can't do it. So that's not even going to be an issue. Peter View's a very capable, intelligent coach and trainer, and they've covered every different angle of this fight. So in covering every different angle of this fight, going the distance, going short, fighting inside, fighting long, Peter's left no stone unturned. He was probably the realest person up there, saying, look, this is a 50-50 fight. You know, both of your opponents have been shy up to this point. You know, you are the best two out there. We know what to expect. If Clarissa is going to dismiss that and not accept, you know, and be humble in that, then you're in for a rude awakening, because the worst time to find out is in the middle of a fight.
Could I get a prediction from you on this fight? It's very difficult to choose, but I'm going to press you on it, John.
I go with Savannah to win, but either way, inside the distance at 1 point.
A lot of the fighters on this bill, and obviously Carissa as well, a lot of it stems from the Olympics. Now, very good discussion about that today in terms of LA 2028. Boxing is not a part of it at the moment. There is a social media channel and projects going on to try and get it back within the Olympics. How much will that affect the sport with people, even today, for example, the Olympics, the amateurs is how they got here?
To me, I need to understand the thinking behind these decision makers. For England alone, the highest medal tally was for boxing. The best performance was female boxing. The talent that's come out of there. I suppose the American boxing, because they're not ruling the rules with the amount of goals they're pulling out, that might have something to do with the interest or the excitement of trying to push boxing. I don't know how much influence they've got over that. I think it's ridiculously stupid. You look at that lineup today, you saw present and future. And these girls were inspired by girls in front of them. These girls were discovered in championships, in world championships, the Olympics, and various tournaments as amateurs. So to reject boxing, what is the mindset? Why would you choose to reject that over something like basketball, where you'd get multi-millionaire basketball players playing in an Olympic team, seeing who'd win? These are professional players that are playing in the Olympics, tennis players, tennis stars, but you wouldn't do it with boxing. So
Well, I think it's to do with how the IEBA and the governing body has run. I think that's why it's been removed. That was my understanding of why it's now out of 2028, but it will have a massive effect, and we see it today, all the boxers that are here.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And who are they representing? Are they saying they're choosing sports that represent the world? Because if they are, then look at what's happening in the world. I think that's what I'm saying. It's the decision makers, the woke decision makers, what's wrong and what's right. And they are the they people. They say this, they are the day people, but they're unfortunately in a position of power to make some ridiculous decisions, and it's up to the people to get together to say, okay then, fuck you, all right, we don't need you, and especially boxing. Boxing's been here from day dot. They've tried to ban boxing. It was illegal, then they brought it back again. You cannot get rid of it. Boxing like cockroaches, man. You can't get rid of us. And so ban it, make it legal, make it an Olympic sport or not. Legitimize, do whatever. It'll always be there.
We have to talk about Michaela Mayer and Alicia Baumgardner. That fight is incredible, isn't it?
Yes, that's an incredible fight, and another fight that could steal the headlines. Another fight that you could make you think, wow, what a night. And again, it's got the same amount of needles, same amount of want, desire. And again, it's another exciting fight for people to get the teeth into.
Whilst you're here, have to speak about other goings on within boxing. Tyson Fury has given Anthony Joshua 24, at the end of today, to accept the fight with Tyson Fury. Your thoughts on that? Is it all bluff?
Well, he's accepted it, as far as I know. He shouted out there and said 60-40 split. Yeah, okay. Email's gone back yesterday or Wednesday, I think it was. That's all been done. Everything's been agreed. Tyson Fury, I'll keep saying it, is going to be soon putting himself in the bracket of the boy that cried wolf. I've retired, I haven't retired, I want to box Derek Chisora. Now I'm not boxing Derek Chisora, I want to box Alexander Usyk if he's got to sign it by Monday. I'm not boxing, I won't box if you give me half a bill. I'm going to box Anthony Joshua. Now it's agreed, and Anthony Joshua said, yeah, okay, no problem. Now it's a problem, so it stops at his door. Fine, these two fighters are in such a powerful position, the book stops with them. Anthony Joshua publicly come out and said, yeah, I accept. So now what? So if this fight doesn't happen, you can only point late at the door of Tyson Fury, because he laid it out there. Anthony Joshua said, yeah. So the public going to say, well, why didn't it happen? Why didn't it happen? So as far as I know, this fight has been agreed. I suppose about crossing the T's and dotting the I's, but as far as I know, that's it.
60-40 split, fair?
Very fair, very fair. Tyson Fury is the best fighter in the world. He's unbeaten. Anthony Joshua's lost 3 fights in his professional career, lost his last 2 fights. It's still a big draw, it's still a big fight. 50-50 split on the rematch. I think it's very fair, and Anthony Joshua, they agreed to it. They said, yeah, let's do it.
It looks like, well, with the Tyson Fury being the A side, I don't know how it really works with broadcasting rights. Will it be on BT? And if it is, with this exclusive deal with DAZN, will they be happy to play second fiddle here?
It doesn't matter because these fighters want the fight. So it doesn't matter because, again, as I said, these guys are in a unique position to be the buck stops with them. This fight's happening. I don't care what you're saying, X, Y, Z saying. So that is for their backroom staff to sort that out. You've heard it from the horse's mouth. They want to do the fight, so it's fight's going to happen.
UK or Saudi?
You know what? Depends on how fast it can be turned around. It can be done, but I don't really care. You're still going to watch it.
Biggest fight in British boxing history?
Yes, without a doubt. And I'm old enough to remember the build between Lennox Lewis and Frank Bruno. And we can go back and back and back, and so you can build a fight up. But this is one of those fights. It's lost its shine, of course, because AJ's lost his titles. It's not for his titles a role, but for between this is that fight that probably AJ can build him that can motivate him to get his shit together, get his head straight. Otherwise, I said before the last fight, if he loses, what's going to be his motivation? Because it's not money, and Tyson Fury would be a great motivation for him.
If it doesn't go off, will Tyson Fury retire or will he actually fight Usyk? What's your thoughts on that?
I don't know. Tyson Fury's, Tyson Fury makes his own decision on what he wants to do and how he wants to do it. So this is down to Tyson Fury. This is down to Tyson Fury. Thank you. No, it's all right. This is down to Tyson Fury, and if Tyson Fury chooses to retire or not, we don't know where we stand with him. I've given you several different Tyson Fury's decisions, so it's down to Tyson. But he just needs to be careful because, again, like the boy that cried wolf, make your mind up.
And finally then, Dillian Whyte was at Liverpool last week. I didn't get a chance to catch up with you or him. Any speculation, any rumours going on? What was discussions?
I think Dillian Whyte's doing on a shopping expedition, that's all. What was out there, he's in a great position still. Because he's a great opponent or somebody decent to actually get in the ring with, and still pulls the crowd. He was at the Liverpool match and they absolutely got mobbed. So it shows his popularity is still there, so he's going to see what's best for him.
This September, bad blood will be settled.
This is more than personal.
The long-awaited trilogy.
There's real bad blood here.
Canelo versus Triple G. September 17th, live on DAZN pay-per-view. Visit DAZN.com.